Hello, everyone. Welcome back to day number 3 of Enterprise Blockchain Week. Enterprise Blockchain Week is a series of events brought to you by Access Blockchain Association of Malaysia, along with its many media partners, including Bitcoin Malaysia, Blocklime, TalkChain, Eve KL, Grenade, App Media, DeFi Singapore, and Imperium Universe. Enterprise Blockchain Week is also part of a larger series of events called Malaysia Blockchain Month. We bring you hourly content every single day from Monday to Friday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. And every single week, it's a different theme. On the first week, we covered a lot of topics which are locally themed. On the second week, okay, we covered DeFi. On the third week, NFTs. So if you want to watch back, okay, these videos, you can catch it on the Blocklime YouTube channel or the the Facebook group for Bitcoin Malaysia. On week number 4, we are covering enterprise blockchain, which is this week. Next week, we're going to have a lot of developer boot camps to train up, to give free resources for people looking to build up their skills, to offer them, okay, in the blockchain industry. And then we're going to end Malaysia Blockchain Month with a 2-day conference called Ignite on week number 6. Wow, 6 weeks of events. Why are we doing this? Is because as an association, we are on a mission to deliver, okay, to grow the industry by doing these 3 things: defomo, educate, and help more people to experience and enjoy the technology that is already available. What kind of industry are we talking about? We're talking about an industry that has digital assets. Over $1 trillion, okay, of digital assets we had in this market in January this year. It took 12 years to grow to this point, and guess what? We're 9 months in, and we already doubled. Also, in this industry, okay, this week we're talking about enterprise blockchains. Let's cover, okay, what are some of the things that we have already learned, okay, in the first 2 days. We had Chain and we had Hyperledger. I think some of the things that I took away personally is that, number one, we don't necessarily need a token for consensus. That's not the only way, to actually leverage and use, okay, blockchain to solve problems, right? For example, very good example that Simon Urich gave yesterday is that as long as that there is a trust issue and there's a group of people who want, okay, to be able to transact with one another, uh, while being able to trust one another, they can come together and agree on a consensus protocol, a way to agree on how to make sure that everybody is being honest so that they can actually transact in a trustless manner. And these are the tools that are available today: Hyperledger and Chain. And we're going to learn a lot more, okay, today. So some of the use cases that we already seen, okay, are currently being built, all right, and a lot of adoption are in these areas include trade finance, supply chain provenance, okay, tracing, okay, the origin, okay, all the way through the supply chain. What could have took maybe 7 days, shortened down to at least 2.2, shortened down to as low as 2.2 seconds, which is tremendous value that can be brought, okay, to the industry. Vaccine tracing and administration, central bank digital currencies. Okay, we saw that, okay, with Hyperledger, and something that you might also see, okay, in the what we are doing today, okay, with Quorum as well. So we have. So I have a little bit of bad news, okay, today, because we originally, okay, had Charles D. Housey, all right, okay, who was one of the directors at Consensys Quorum. Unfortunately, due to some last minute, okay, time issues, he could not make it today. But he did leave behind, okay, a 15-minute video, okay, for us, okay, to keep us updated. So how we're going to do it a little bit differently today is I watched a very interesting, okay, segment, okay, a piece of information this morning, which reminded me, okay, why is it, okay, that blockchain, okay, this industry is something that is really, really exciting and can be very rewarding, okay, in the next 5 years. So I prepared like 3 videos before as a precursor, right? This is from Bankless, all right, and this is a recent podcast that was done, okay, interviewing Katie Wood from ARK Invest to kind of give us like, the mindset, what to expect. So the three things that you can get from this: number one, why is it okay that you should consider putting your time, your labor, your effort in this blockchain industry? Okay, look up for that one. The second thing is, why is it okay that um, you should why is it that the next 5 years can become very important years to you? Okay, look out for that. And the third one is, why is it that even knowing these two things, most people will still miss out? And that's okay, as long as it isn't you. All right. Okay, so I've prepared these videos. I hope that you enjoy them. All right. Okay, I'm going to press play now. Hello? There's no audio, is it? Okay. All right. Let me try something. Okay. Okay. I was just informed that there was a small technical hiccup. Let me try to do that again. Okay, let's go. So this is the first video, all right? Okay, this is between Bankless and Kathy Woods, who manage, I think, $75 billion of asset management to give us, the kind of right mindset going into the industry. Okay, enjoy the video. Okay, let's see. Still no audio. Right. How do I solve this when it's live? Okay, I got it already. Okay, it should work now. Okay, I'm crossing my fingers. Let's start from the beginning. Play.
What makes you think this future that we're always talking about is so close?
Oh my goodness. We are on the threshold of an explosion in innovation, and crypto is symptomatic of it. The seeds for what is about to happen were planted during the 20 years that ended with the tech and telecom bubble. Those seeds have been gestating for 20 to 25 years, sometimes 30 years, and are now beginning to blossom and that's not even the right word. They are exploding into existence. So we think there are 5 major platforms, 14 different technologies that are all getting ready to move into the sweet spot of their S-curves. And there are going to be convergences between and among these technologies. So you're going to have one S-curve feeding another, and creating explosive energy and explosive growth. And I think in the crypto space, we're going to see blockchain technology and artificial intelligence converge and cause explosive reactions. So it's pretty exciting. Just to get back to investing in the future, when I was trying to explain to someone what I wanted to do before starting ARC, and who's not in our business, he said to me, "Oh, you mean that in the future of investing is investing in the future?" And I said, "You got."
What?
All right, so that's the first video. Okay, now the second video, okay, is going to
What?
expand on that. All right, it's a 1 hour. This entire session, okay, with Kathy Woods is about 1 hour. I'm just basically taking out, okay, the bits, okay, which are prevalent, okay, to understand one, right? Why is it, okay, next 5 years, okay, is something, okay, that can be very, very important, okay, for you watching right now. Okay, this is the second video.
All of this disruptive innovation is about to explode. Well, they are in harm's way.
Kathy, in a presentation that ARC gave in the Big Ideas 2019, there's a slide that you guys have that talks about, illustrates some sort of relationship between innovation and investment and just the development of technologies and the future. And on the very right side of this graph, where we are currently today, 2020, you guys have it just like soaring up and to the right with exactly what you just said, like so many different technologies all hitting the peak steepness of their S-curve all at once. So a couple questions here. Have we ever seen any sort of alignment of the stars with how many different technologies are like really hitting their strides all at once? And what makes you believe that this is actually true?
Yes, well, this chart was drawn by Brett Winton, or developed by Brett Winton, who's our director of research. And he was working with academic literature to try and understand what would be the productivity or the impact on productivity of the combination of these platforms. And what he's depicting here is the productivity uplift is going to be unlike anything we've ever seen. We've had multiple platforms evolving at the same time only once before, and that was in the early 1900s: telephone, automobile, and electricity. And that world, that was the technologically enabled innovation of the time, and transformed our world completely. Let me put some numbers on where we are now. In 2019, when we did this chart, we evaluated the market cap around the world associated with truly transformative innovation. That year, it was $7 trillion. So it was less than 10% of the global equity market cap. That's public equity. The next year, last year, that doubled to 14 trillion. And we did have a very good year last year. We believe that in the next 5 to 10 years, that number is going to north of $100 trillion. But what we're not saying when so that's the upside. The downside will be in the broad-based benchmarks, which have been beneficiaries of the traditional world order and are now going to be disrupted and disintermediated. All of this.
All right, so that is Kathy Woods, okay, on explaining what, okay, the next 5 years. Why is it, that the next 5 years, okay, is like critically important? Okay, this is the third video, all right, okay, which I think that it really, how do I say, summarizes why the mindset, okay, why is it that even knowing this, okay, some people don't take action, right? So I'm going to play this third video, okay, for you, okay, to digest.
Summarize this section about like this explosive innovation. What is the current market holding true that you think the market is fundamentally wrong about?
I think the pace of innovation and the convergence between and among these platforms. Most investors have never seen exponential growth. Well, they recall seeing it once. It was during the tech and telecom bubble, and that ended badly. And that's why there's been this allergic reaction to innovation and high valuations. Most investors have a 1-year time horizon, maybe 18 months. We have a 5-year investment time horizon. The early years of exponential growth, when we're at low numbers in terms of the base, the numbers don't look that much different from linear growth. But when you go out 5 years, the difference between exponential, so revenue growth rates in the 25 to 50% range per year, and let's say GDP growth, which might be 5% at best, night and day. And I think what gives us the differentiation is our starting point. We start from the top down, trying to size markets, and we center our research on something called Wright's Law. Wright's Law is a relative of Moore's Law. Moore's Law is a function of time. Wright's Law is a function of units. And actually, Wright's Law has worked better in the semiconductor industry than Moore's Law itself during the last few years. And so that's how we get to numbers like the electric vehicle space, 2.2 million last year, but the costs are dropping to such an extent now that we think that number is going to 40 million, almost half of the global cars sold in 5 years, actually more like 4 years now. No one has that kind of accelerated growth in their models. They've never seen it before, so they're not modeling it in the future. But Wright's Law is a very good guide.
Summarize.
So to summarize, okay, what this portion, okay, of it shows, okay, there are 3 main takeaways. The first one, all right, is why, okay, is it that, you should consider building a career in the blockchain industry is because of the convergence that we are seeing right now, okay, of all these technologies. Note, okay, that she says, okay, 14 technologies in total that they're looking at, right? Why the next 5 years can be very, very important to you. And why is it, okay, that most people will miss out anyway, and that's normal. Do watch, okay, the entire video. Later on, we're going to provide the link, all right, because there is going to be a lot more, okay, about why is it, okay, that this is an opportunity, right? There is a gap between traditional, okay, mindset versus those who are who are forward thinking. There's a huge gap in that, and that's where the opportunity lies. If you are one of those people that actually can position yourself in that space, forward thinking, right? Next 5 years, okay, is going to be very, very can be very, very life changing for you. All right. So now, without further ado, I'd like to invite Charles DeHousey, okay, who very kindly, okay, even during his short time, created, okay, an update for us on the Consensys Quorum ecosystem. All right, Charles, take it away.
Hi, my name is Charles. I'm from Consensys, the world leading blockchain engineering company. And we are at Consensys extremely excited to be part of the Malaysia Blockchain Week. We are part of the Consensys Asia team with offices in Hong Kong, Singapore, Australia, and Japan. And Malaysia is really at the heart of our strategy. In the next few minutes, I will present to you Consensys Quorum, which is the world leader in blockchain infrastructure in the world of finance and in the world of enterprise and governments. We will go into many details what is the roadmap, what has been delivered, what has been happening to the clients in Go Quorum and Bezu. So if you are a little bit technical, or if you're an executive and who wants to understand where the banks and where the enterprises are building and why do they choose Quorum, the next few minutes will be hopefully very useful for you. Let me share my screen and let's get started. I will go full screen. Here we go. So we're going to talk about the open source blockchain platform for business, which is Consensys Quorum. So we're going to talk about why Quorum, what can you find free in self-service and where can you start, but also what are the enterprise plans available. So Consensys Quorum is the world protocol layer on Ethereum for enterprise applications. It was developed and optimized since 2015, and it's an open source software. So with this open source software, you can deploy and manage blockchain networks with advanced permissioning and privacy features, as well as high scalability and very strong security. Consensys Quorum is coming with two flavors. Consensys Quorum comes with Hyperledger Bezu flavor or Go Quorum, and we will come into more details about these two applications in 1 minute. So it's important to put Consensys Quorum within the context of the history of Ethereum, because Consensys Quorum is an Ethereum enterprise client. So Ethereum was announced in 2013, launched in 2015, and since then there was multiple iterations and contribution to the ecosystem by different players. Go Quorum was launched at the end of 2015, and it was a project led at the time by the American bank JP Morgan, and Pegasus was started by Consensys end of 2016. And now we find these two initiatives kind of meeting each other under the umbrella brand of Consensys Quorum. Since then, Pegasus has been donated to the Hyperledger Foundation and has been renamed Hyperledger Bezu. So you see how this software evolved and how the software are also merging in the future. So following the acquisition of Quorum by Consensys from JP Morgan, Quorum has been renamed Consensys Quorum. So we are committed to maintain the open source code base. The protocol team from Consensys are working together with the JP Morgan Quorum development team to maintain these Go Quorum iterations, but also to plan and work step by step on a merge roadmap. And there will be for long-term support by Consensys to make sure that the enterprise SLA are respected. So you now have this umbrella brand of Consensys Quorum, and under Consensys Quorum, you've got two open source enterprise clients. One is Go Quorum, the original Quorum from JP Morgan, and the other one is Hyperledger Bezu, which was originally developed by Consensys and now in the end of the Hyperledger Foundation. So we respect fully the standards from Hyperledger Foundation as well as the Ethereum Enterprise Alliance, and we are also involved into Baseline project, which you should be keeping an eye on, linking the siloed infrastructure via the public networks. So with Consensys Quorum, you've got different capabilities which are very important for any enterprise deployment. I'm thinking here about the external key manager and signer, which is called Eve Signer. The private transactions manager is called Tessera. And then you've got this enterprise Ethereum client, either Bezu or Go Quorum. And the big, I would say, value proposition now of Quorum, and this is why it has so much success in the world of enterprise and government, is it's coming with enterprise support, with a dedicated team at Consensys, which is split all over the world in 6 different locations to offer follow-the-sun enterprise support, to make sure that the platform you are building, whenever they need service or whenever you have technical questions, you get answers up to 1 hour response. 24/7. And the enterprise Consensys stack is also very smoothly integrating with the Consensys Quorum stack. So working with Consensys allows you to have some off-the-shelf products and software which allows you to tokenize assets manage your digital payments, should they be CBDCs or stable coins, regulated stable coins, but also Codify Market for OTC transactions management. Codify Workflow is a business process automation, similar to an ERP for your blockchain, as well as Codify Compliance, Codify Data. And Codify Orchestrate is probably my favorite product within Consensys because it's a middle layer helping any applications to connect very smoothly with your permission blockchain or public blockchains. So it's really this little piece of software, very affordable, but which makes a very big difference when you are a developer and when you want to get to solve multi-chain connectivity, such as or other complex problems. So this middleware is a software you should pay attention to. Consensys Quorum has been widely used, as we mentioned, in financial services with the likes of JP Morgan, MasterCard, Finality, Union Bank in the Philippines, and many other financial services champions, but also in supply chain with Louis Vuitton, Starbucks, or some other platforms such as Consensys for global commodity trading. And there is many other users of the stack. So when you developed on Consensys Quorum, you're not alone, and there is really a lot of different ecosystems you can very easily connect to. And behind these projects, there is numbers which really speak for themselves. In financial services, Project Onyx by JP Morgan is using Consensys Quorum and is connecting more than 400 banks today. The JP Morgan coin is one of the milestone projects from the American bank. MasterCard is experimenting with CBDCs and stable coins using Consensys Quorum. Same for Project Obin in Singapore. Our All Fund is Spain, Finality, and many others. So more brands, more projects. So it's really interesting to see that the software fits in many different use cases, in many different environments, from the highly technical in finance to the supply chain and the complexities of other topics. What is interesting also to note is the roadmap has been progressing very well for Consensys Quorum and Hyperledger Besu. And we've been deploying all over 2021 many key features which were very demanded by the developers, such as BFT optimization, cross-privacy group transactions, but there is also much more to come with the merge of if1 and if2, as well as some other features. So join us on the newsletter of Consensys Quorum to get all the latest updates. So how to start and how to get free access to Consensys Quorum. So I really invite you to go to the Consensys Quorum product page. You will be able to get quick starts, tutorials, and you will be able to get documentation and API documentation regarding Go Quorum, Hyperledger Besu, Tessera, if Signer, and of course Orchestrate, which I just mentioned before. It's very easy. You can deploy your Docker from Node.js, Mac, and Windows. All of it is very well documented, so it's easy for you and free to start using and playing and evaluating this software. All this software is also deployable following templates, Kubernetes on AWS and Microsoft Azure. There is newsletters, there is also chat and communities, as well as a Discord for all the developers. So I really invite you to connect and investigate all the different touch points you can get with the community, but also with the Consensys protocol developers. So there is different enterprise plans which are available as well. So I'd like to highlight here the different plans of support for enterprises, which allow you to get customer support, LSA-based support, knowledge database, customer success managers, and site reliability. So all of this is coming with a very clear and enterprise-grade plan and services, giving you some response to your tickets, up to 1 hour response for very sensible topics and high-profile plans. So all the pricing is ready for you, but I'm not going to share it today. So please be in touch. We are also launching QBS, so Quorum Blockchain Services, or Quorum on Demand, which will allow you to essentially commission Consensys to run nodes for you on the top of Microsoft Azure. So it's really easy, and it's a partnership we sealed with Microsoft to enable the world of enterprise to start their own network, but also joining existing network and essentially hosting all the nodes and the technical capabilities on the cloud for easier management. So I'm not going to go into all the details here, but there is essentially a very well designed flow here for you to support and join and build with Consensys Quorum. So remember, Consensys Quorum, the web page, the Discord if you want to chat, and if you have more questions, we are here available in your time zone here in Asia. So you can contact us at Hong Kong at consensys.net, but you can also find us on the major social media as well as our website. I wish everyone a fantastic blockchain week in Malaysia, and we look forward to talk to you soon again.
All right. Thank you very much, Charles. So couple of takeaways that I got from that. Number one, there's a wealth of information of new use cases in the last 1 year. Okay, if you are a university academician, or if you are someone who is researching heavily on the blockchain use cases so that you can pitch to your company, to your enterprise, to your industry, right? Go to, rewatch this video, look for those use cases that are pertinent to you, do more research on that, pick it up, okay, because you heard it from Charles DeHousey himself, right? So I'd like to thank again very much for Charles for taking the time to basically shoot that 10-minute update for us, right, on what's happening in Consensys Quorum for the past 1 year. Also, this brings the end, okay, to day number 4, day number 3. Please, WhatsApp claim your proof of attendance token by scanning this QR code. We have a brand new one for you guys this week. All right. And be back tomorrow, 5 p.m. Okay, for day number 4, as we have special guest Peter Lee from R3 Corda to share with us the use cases in the financial industry. See you guys tomorrow.